Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Associated Guests. I, as always, am your host, Alfie Animus, here at the Bear in Mind channel. Today, I meant to start a little earlier, but two things. One, I saw Phil LeBont arguing with Brian Shapiro, and Phil just gets to the point where he's just like, because if you know how X works, Brian won't reply. He'll quote tweet, and Phil's just like, why do you do this? You're not talking to me, you're talking to your audience, but you're standing on a table and you're pretending to talk to me while you're looking at them, kind of shit. And I kind of understand what he's saying, because you do have to go back through and look at the exact engagement, whereas when you're replying, you can just follow the replies all the way back. It's not that much more complicated, but it's enough to be like, dude, you're not even talking to me. Why should I even engage with this? But and on sad news, Alan Grant. See this one sucks, man, because I love Sam Neill. He's been in so much good shit. He's got the great horrified scream that the Critical Drinker uses so much. I can't remember the movie. I just remember that it's a John Carpenter movie. It's one of his cult classics. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but he's been in a lot. He was in, of course, the Jurassic Park franchise. He was in Peaky Blinders for like 2 or 3 seasons. He was Event Horizon. He was in the crappy the Omen sequel. He was in some Merlin thing when I was a kid. The dude has been everywhere, all over my childhood, giggity. And he will be missed. Nothing is more enjoyable than watching him try to remember what his American accent, his fake American accent sounded like in the last Jurassic Park sequel. Or Jurassic World sequel, rather. But, I mean, what can I say? The guy will be missed, horribly, horribly missed. I hate that he's gone. I also hate that he looks like he's related to someone else who died over the weekend, Lindsey Graham. They look like they're cousins. It's now that I've had them up next to each other, it's kind of haunting. But anyway, continuing. Speaking of Lindsey Graham. But, oh yeah, also, of course, R.I.P. Sam Neill. Dr. Grant.
Just days ago, the Iranian regime threw
Yeah,
a parade
Alan Grant from Jurassic Park, Sam Neill here, and so many other movies is gone. Shapeshifter. And it sucks. Like I was just saying, he's all over my childhood.
hoisted up photos of people they wanted to see dead. Lindsey Graham was top of the list, with a target on his skull and blood splattered across his face. Lindsey Graham posted about this and said, "At least they used a good photo of me. Judge me by my enemies." Good-humored till.
And I will say, I'm not a huge fan of Lindsey Graham, but I love that response. At least they used a good photo of me.
Last, 5 days later, Lindsey Graham would be dead. And Iranian TV is celebrating. Lindsey Graham is dead, she says. "I congratulate the Iranian people on the death of Lindsey Graham, who has been sent to hell." Not very subtle. Neither is Iranian media. This account linked to Iran, based in Iran, actually. It's Lego Resistance Iranian Front. You can see here that it is based in Iran, and then you can actually go ahead and verify and check. And they're posting, well, I don't know if it's revenge porn or what, but they're posting this video of Lindsey Graham getting killed by the Iranians.
Why is he playing with a dead baby? I love how the guy who put this together, who goes, "Let us put dubstep in it. Dubstep is #1 brand new American music. Let us play it. Let us play dubstep on our death video for Lindsey Graham." This kind of shit shouldn't be legal, by the way. I love how Legos are being more trendy. No, me too. And as much as I hate that people make things celebrating people's deaths, it's really well done.
So, this video is called Sudden Death, and says,
What's
"Who's
KT?
next?"
I'm not overly familiar with what KT is.
What happened to Lindsey Graham? I don't know if it was the Iranians.
And I love how people are saying that while they were covering up the fact that Mitch McConnell's dead, which he's not, from what I hear, he's put out a thing, but it's kind of a weird thing. We might get into that later. But I just saw that one this morning, and I did that thing where I refreshed and I couldn't find it again, and I don't remember who did the video. So it might be Benny Johnson, but we'll get into that if we have time.
Sure seems to be a lot of celebrating over there. I don't know if it's the right. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's just a severe heart attack. But everybody who's saying this seems a little strange and the timing of it seems off is correct. The FBI has announced that they are assisting police after Lindsey Graham's mysterious death because, well, his family says that it was a brief and sudden illness. The first responders said it was a cardiac arrest, and that Lindsey Graham, they had to break into his house, bulldoze his door, and pull him out 30 minutes after a cardiac arrest, which means that Lindsey Graham would have already been dead. It's very strange because Lindsey Graham was just on camera for hours in Ukraine. This is a very tiring trip to go all the way to Ukraine and then to do multiple press conferences. You can see them. He was booked on TV this morning. These are not the actions of an unhealthy person. It's very, very hard to do these kind of like bilateral meetings all day in time zones that are like 7 hours different from where you live. And Lindsey Graham did it all on camera. Here he is asking questions of Zelensky, doing full press conferences in Ukraine. Look at this. He did this for hours, being in front of the cameras. Look at all the microphones. Lindsey Graham working on legislation, sanction packages, and so on against the Russians. And so everyone is everyone's saying extremely.
Humans are are straight up petty. What did Lindsey Graham do to be so hated? I don't know who he is. He's kind of one of the not so much a rhino, but he's a warmonger on the right. He's kind of like I don't know. He's always up for a fight, which I'm fine with if there's a fight to be had. But he always seems like he just wants to fight and bomb everybody, which can be useful. But again, me personally, I think the Iran thing is warranted. They've done enough to us over the years, and our allies. They funded all the terror that's making life in Israel for my boy Yanuka, our boy Yanuka. After all, but no, Lindsey Graham, he's I don't know, he's the kind of Republican that I'm not overly fond of, which, like I said, I'm not a Republican myself. I very much like Trump. Not everything that he's done, but for the most part, you have to admire, no matter what party you're a part of, someone who says they're going to do something and either does it or actively tries to do it, despite being thwarted by the opposition. But no, and then of course the left hates him because he's a Republican. Like before Trump was voted in, he was. And Lindsey Graham very much is still the establishment. He was one of the many Republicans who, before Trump was voted in, said, never Trump, he's a Nazi. And there's all this video of him coming out, especially now, saying that Trump's all these horrible things. He's a Nazi. He's going to be the end of the country. He's going to be the end of us all, so on and so forth. Just kind of talk like that and then flipped around. A lot like J.D. Vance, who I think is still... He does some good stuff, but for the most part, I think that he's going to end up being a plant. And at first I was really so much on him being the next presidential pick for the right, but now I want them to give it to Marcus Rubius, first of his name.
Odd, the circumstances, so I hope... Listen, all I hope is that we get, like, a very thorough autopsy and toxicology report, okay? But if you're talking about one man who has probably the most enemies in the entire Senate, it's most likely Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
Graham
Nobody likes him.
Warmonger is a neocon.
Yes.
He is somebody who's, like, made very, very brutal statements about the American empire and war-making power, and has made a lot of enemies. And everybody knows that he's one of President Trump's best friends, and is probably very much a whisperer.
Oh no, no, sweetie, I'm not upset. I just like I said, right before I got on, I saw that Sam Neill died, and I mean it hit me, but I'm a grown up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like he was Robin Williams or something like that to that level, but you know, I do need to take him off this other screen here. Those piercing blue eyes go straight through me. God. Brittany Venti, my favorite white black person. Hassan Piker stunts for USA Today. Weird way to spell Kaya, but okay. Beautiful.
In Donald Trump's ear about who we should invade next. People know that people know that that's Lindsey Graham's MO. So apparently the FBI showed up at Lindsey's house. So following through on that whole investigative promise, again, this was Lindsey Graham 48 hours ago. These are very heavy, these style drones. Like, weak men or men that are extremely ill can't do that. Lindsey Graham is walking. Most of the people in the Senate can't walk. Compared to his colleagues, Lindsey Graham is spry.
Yeah, and I will say that about him.
And Mitch McConnell.
Get us not off my screen. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm sorry.
To a operational 51 votes, which means the Senate is at a pure standstill.
And that is something for a man of his age, especially. Most people his age are barely walking, and he's getting around like he's 20 years younger. Got to say, he's getting around better than I do. That's for sure.
Many are asking, did Russia poison Lindsey Graham? There needs to be a serious investigation. Lindsey Graham was just in Ukraine.
I saw that earlier.
Now he's suddenly dead from a random illness. Alexander Dugin, one of Putin's advisors, recently called for Senator Lindsey Graham to be killed. He said the world would be a better place. The world will be better without him. 5 days ago, Lindsey Graham posted about how the IRGC threatened to assassinate him. They threatened to assassinate me and President Trump, and said that our heads would roll at the funeral. People are just kind of connecting the dots here. President Trump said that the last call that he had with Lindsey Graham was to pass the Save America Act. Lindsey Graham said, "We're all set with the Save America Act," to Donald Trump. I mean, could this be a play to keep that critical piece of legislation from passing? I don't know. It's just, if you're looking at cui bono, who benefits from all of this? Well, the countries that would potentially be invaded by Lindsey Graham, the deep state, and the left-wing election theft apparatus of Lindsey Graham, in fact.
And I will say, yes, he was a neocon, but sometimes he was useful to get things that Trump wanted to get done, pushed through. Sometimes, not all the time. But yeah, we'll see what happens now. But things going into the midterms, not looking great for the right. Better than most years, strangely still, but not looking great. Moving on to the Critical Drinker.
The video game crash of 1983 was one of the most disastrous events in the whole history of the industry.
Some say specifically caused by the video game E.T., which was kind of thrown together in like 6 weeks, I think. But really, it was just, you saw similar things on the Nintendo Wii. Basically, just a lot of shovelware. A lot of shovelware, which is basically just bullshit games, like mobile-style games, but put on with a $40, $50 price tag. And it's mostly schlock, and it overwhelms the actual good games that's out there.
Wiping out more than $3 billion worth of revenue, causing multiple companies to go bankrupt and about 15,000 people to lose their jobs. The fallout from this one event took years to recover from, caused a seismic shift in the balance of power across the industry.
There's actually a documentary about this.
It's
pretty interesting.
But even that pales in comparison to what's happening right now. Since 2022, the games industry has lost over 45,000 jobs, mostly in North America and Europe. More than 30 development studios have shut
Western developers.
their doors forever, and at least 2/3 of AAA studios have conducted mass layoffs, restructures, and downsizing over the past 5 years.
Yeah, Xbox has become EA, where they bought all these studios and then either shut them down or had to just turn right back around and sell them.
In 2025 alone, the industry shed more jobs than the entire video game crash of the 1980s. And it's kind of interesting to compare these two events. The crash of '83 happened because the industry had become bloated and overstretched. Overconfident game studios had invested ridiculous amounts of money in high.
That's it right there. That's E.T.
Failed spectacularly, and the market had become oversaturated with low-quality, low-effort garbage designed purely to bilk money out of people.
Like, what is going on in this? Like, some of the games that were on Atari were very clear and straightforward. I mean, Pac-Man, you had Adventure, you had Pong, you had all kinds of very well put together games. Simple, yes. Of its time, yes. But this,
Turned the audience away. Sound familiar?
oh no, what happened?
Along to what I want to talk about today. Why the video game industry is in such a fucking mess. But just before I commence my rant, a quick word from today's sponsor. You don't have to listen to it, so feel free to skip to this time code now if you want to get straight into my rant. Now, wasting your time on crap movies and TV shows is bad enough.
I'm straight up curious.
Having your identity stolen.
Oh,
Right, that's that.
love you, buddy.
On with the video. The first and most obvious problem with the modern gaming industry is the frankly absurd development costs of AAA titles now, and it's tough to think of a better example than Concord, Sony's disastrous 2024 first-person shooter that was in development for 8 years and reportedly had a budget of $400 million.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
The game was expected to become a tentpole title that would expand into a massive billion-dollar franchise. Development was dogged by a culture of toxic positivity where critical feedback was ignored, failure was considered impossible, and the studio spent more money than a drunken sailor because in the end, it would all be worth it.
You sure about that?
Well, it wasn't. Concord flopped on release, reviews were lukewarm at best, and the game peaked at 700 active users on Steam. Within a week, it had dropped to less than 200, and within a month, Sony shut down the servers and pulled the plug on the entire...
Yeah, Concord's probably the peak of woke shovelware. It will probably be seen as the modern day E.T. Yeah.
entire thing. Well, that was $400 million not well spent. Concord was one of the worst examples of bloated budgets, overconfident developers, toxic positivity, and sheer fucking hubris ever seen, but it's hardly an isolated example. Skull and Bones, an open-world pirate game with, of course, live service elements made by Ubisoft released the same year, had an official production budget of $200 million, but a decade of delays, restructures, and creative dithering put the rumored final budget anywhere from $650 to $850 million.
This should have been a great... Hey, good morning, Nuka. This should have been a slam dunk. Okay, Sea of Thieves was fairly popular, much cheaper, but fairly popular. This was going to be a more realistic, leaning towards kind of a mixture of Sea of Thieves and Assassin's Creed Black Flag. And it got delayed so many times that no one gave a fuck about pirates anymore. Well, not only so much that, but usually when something's delayed that much, it's usually fucked up and just fucked.
Holy shit, man. If I was a Ubisoft investor, I'd be physically sick if I heard those kinds of numbers. Skull and Bones eventually released to weak reviews, debuted at number 4 in the UK charts, and never really picked up. On Steam, it reached an all-time peak of 2,615 concurrent players. Jesus, I get more than that on a Q&A stream, and I'm a drunken dickhead. Or how about Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, a spin-off from the Arkham series that swapped the tight single-player narrative campaign of the Arkham.
This could have been good too. But again, when you put people who not only aren't big fans of the franchise or know nothing about it, but straight up hate it because they feel it represents everything that's wrong with the world in their eyes. I mean, just straight up what they did to Batman for this to be, I can't, Kevin Conroy's last performance as Batman, I'm pretty sure, was a travesty in itself. Like, having an evil Justice League is fun, especially in a video game format, and having someone like the Suicide Squad, who was just coming off not one, but two, movie and one movie that redeemed it in a lot of people's eyes. I still think James Gunn's Suicide Squad was much better than the original Suicide Squad movie. And I don't like the original Suicide Squad movie because they were just getting to somewhere on the CW shows with the Suicide Squad, and they had to scrap pretty much all of it and kill off everyone who was in the movies because Warner Brothers, for some reasons, thinks we're too stupid to, one, they think that everyone watches both, and two, that everyone who watches it is too stupid to keep track of two separate universes. Which is ridiculous because most of us are comic book fans.
Games for an open world online experience with live service elements.
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Once again, a game that was trapped in development hell for years, with shifting priorities and new ideas constantly pushing back the release date, blighted by a culture of toxic positivity where obvious problems and shortcomings were largely ignored, and sucking up more and more resources as the sunk cost fallacy proved itself yet again. The end result was a fucking disaster that lost Warner Brothers over $200 million and managed to piss off pretty much the entire Arkham fan base with its, questionable treatment of Batman.
Yeah, see, exactly.
The fact that Sweet Baby Inc. probably didn't endear it to players much, but that's a discussion for another day. And I'll be having that fucking discussion, believe that. Or how about Marvel's Avengers that cost $170 million and flopped spectacularly because of shitty gameplay and again, live service crap that absolutely nobody asked for. Honestly, I could go on and on with this stuff, but you get the point here. AAA games are becoming so ridiculously expensive to develop that they're starting to run into the same exact problems that are slowly bankrupting Hollywoods. For a start, the numbers just don't add up. When you've pumped so much money into a project that the break-even point becomes fanciful at best, then you've created your very own Kobayashi Maru, a scenario where it's impossible to win no matter what you do. The solution? Find ways to squeeze even more money out of the customer. That means live service.
Well, and it wasn't even so much that they killed Batman. It was more the little monologue that, you know, all the so-called quote-unquote woke developers wrote for. It's just I don't know. It's just condescending and entitled and fucking bitchy.
Service features. Oh, you already spent $70 on our game, huh? Well, that's nice and all, but you really need to buy the latest campaigns, skins, and equipment if you want to get the full experience. And you want the full experience, don't you?
And like I'm 100% okay with like skins or whatever, but pay to win has got to stop. And stuff like, I think the most egregious form was what was it, Azura's Wrath, where you had to pay for the actual ending. Like continuing a story or going off on some side tangent or paying for an extra adventure, that's fine. Or doing like The Witcher does, to where you're like, I think they're coming out with another Witcher 3 DLC pack, which, given some of the other things that are happening in the gaming industry right now, kind of horrifies me, considering that The Witcher 3 is perfect. All the DLC is really good. Blood and Wine is almost as long as the actual game itself. I actually need to stream this game. It's going to be horrible because I've only played it. I think I played it once when it first came out. I've never played any of the DLC. But everyone I know who has played this game loves it. And I trust their opinions because they're awesome and not retarded, like this guy looks.
You sure about that?
Honestly, games with this kind of shit turn me off faster than a Whoopi Goldberg sex tape. Because it's
Oh, Sam Neill.
nothing but a transparent attempt to squeeze you for more cash. And don't even get me started about always online connectivity, where you feel like you're playing with some faceless corporation leaning over your shoulder, analyzing and judging everything you do. It also leads to both the sunk cost fallacy and a culture of toxic positivity, where you're forced to throw more and more money at a struggling project just to get the thing over the finish line, and criticism is mostly ignored because nobody wants to admit that what they're making isn't working. Because really, when there's hundreds...
And the Spider-Man games did this very well. You get points for doing things in game, use points to get new skins or costumes or whatever. But the Spider-Man game does it really, really well. If they and I think they did the same thing in the Batman Arkham games, to where you could get all of the various, I think including the animated ones in those games, which was pretty awesome. Can you increase the video volume? Yeah, sure.
of millions of dollars on the line.
How's that?
He wants to be that one guy who sticks up his hand and says, maybe we should just stop this. It's why so many of these games that probably should have been scrapped end up with insane production budgets, because the studios have thrown so much into them already, it's simply unthinkable to stop. To this day, one of the bravest decisions I can remember was Capcom during the development of Resident Evil 2. They'd rushed the game into development without a clear creative vision, and as deadlines loomed, the general consensus was that it wasn't living up to expectations. On the other hand, they'd already invested a year of dev time and tens of millions of dollars in it, so the pressure was on to get it finished and released. Instead, they scrapped the whole thing and started again, sacrificing time and money for the sake of quality. And the result was one of the most successful titles in the
How's that one
entire
go?
franchise. The lesson here, sometimes it really is worth cutting your losses and starting again. The other major problem with having so much money on the line is that it discourages creativity, innovation and risk-taking, and pushes developers towards bland, predictable, focus-tested concepts that have already been done a million times before. The gaming landscape today, just like
thank
the
you,
film
Shapeshifter.
industry, is saturated with endless
Hello there.
sequels, remakes and reboots of tired, played-out franchises, all of them costing insane amounts of money that could have been used on smaller, more interesting projects, and it is so goddamn depressing to watch. Games like Expedition 33 were like a breath of fresh air.
I still need to play this. I really do. I'll probably end up streaming it. I hear it's fairly short, from my understanding. I might be thinking of something else, but
Because for once, it felt like you were playing a game with genuine artistic intent behind it, willing to explore outlandish ideas and take creative risks. Because they could afford to, because the game cost less than $10 million to develop. Just like low-budget independent films like Obsession turned into massive successes because they were produced outside the traditional Hollywood.
and that's the thing. Look, franchises are fantastic, but you need good writers for them. We don't need huge spectacle. The more spectacle you have is awesome, yes. But if the story sucks and if you disrespect the characters, people are going to hate it. Just look at everything since, honestly, I think since Infinity War, but most people will argue since Endgame. As far as the MCU goes, the DCU has been really, really hit or miss. Mostly because it was disorganized after Snyder was forced out. And then, by the way, have you heard Leaflet is going to release a program that will help people turn 2D PNG to a video? Oh my God, I love Leaflet, and that would be amazing. I need to start talking to Leaflet, but they're on side scrollers all the time. I keep forgetting to like go watch some of. It's her stuff, right? Yeah, her stuff. But I mean, I've got a couple here and there. I'm one of the bot type people who, like, if it doesn't pop up in my feed, like, I have to have something remind me of it. So I'll be like, oh yeah, fuck, Team 4-Star, or oh shit. Because I'll just go through and I'll have these little things where I'm just like, man, I'm watching a lot of political stuff. But then when I'm not watching that, I'm watching like the Vanos crew, just to have any kind of release from all the politics. So, but yeah, no, I need to look up some leaflet stuff.
Hollywood system.
But no, that would be
Solo
awesome.
Expedition 33 proves that there's absolutely a demand for new, interesting concepts, and if the big players can't or won't deliver it, then someone else will step in and do it for them. The end result of all this bullshit is that the gaming industry has finally reached its breaking point. Too many games have flopped, too much money has been wasted, and the only choice now is to cut the fat or die out. I mean, personally, I'd start by firing absolutely everyone in the HR departments and cancelling all consultation firms, but hey, that's just me. Just like back in 1983, we're witnessing another slow-motion video game crash. The only question is, what the hell is going to emerge on the other sides? Anyway, that's all I've got for today.
Oh god.
Go away now.
But I really do.
The video game.
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. But I really do hope that one, it's led by Nintendo, what's on the other side, because as it is right now, a lot of people are hating on PlayStation and Xbox. People are hating on Steam a little bit too, but the Steam machine being underpowered and overpriced mostly has to do with not even so much tariffs, but basically the cost of gas overall and the cost of RAM overall, which is making GPUs and just regular DDR RAM it's freaking expensive. Like what would normally be, because I was going to put together a new build this year, which would normally have cost me $3,000 to $3,500, is now going to come out to be like over $6,000, just because of RAM by itself, and the fact that it's going to cost double to get a GPU from what it was, even when Bitcoin was the thing. I sent you a video on X. Really? Oh. Okay. Anyway, moving on. I'm curious about this one.
The entire world is playing a massive game of F around and find out, and there's a reason why President Trump just posted a video of his brand new Air Force One being flanked by F-35 Lightnings, and it's a very dark reason. According to reports, the Iranians tried to blow Donald Trump's plane out of the sky in a recent visit to the Middle East. Donald Trump flew to the Middle East last week for a NATO summit in Turkey and mysteriously didn't use his brand new plane after unveiling it.
Because he shouldn't. Because taking a plane from Qatar and making it Air Force One, unless it was thoroughly searched, multiple times, for all kinds of bombs, outside influence, just pieces together in general, was probably the dumbest thing that we've ever fucking done. Okay, I do not like the deals with Qatar. I do not like that they're going to have a military training base in Montana or whatever the fuck. Not a fan. That being said, I like them more than I don't know. I mostly don't like that Tucker Carlson is so fond of them, but
about it and talking about how excellent the plane is, Donald Trump moved back to the periwinkle baby blue Air Force One, and everyone was confused about that.
The
now
periwinkle
we're learning
blue.
that it's because Iran planned on bombing or taking out of the sky this brand new plane. Okay.
Dude, I'm kind of skimming through this video that you're giving me. That seems so much easier than the free one that I downloaded myself. Oh my god.
Let's unpack all of this. Iranian state media right now is out saying that they're killing American soldiers. Now, I don't know if this is true or confirmed, but Iran seriously does seemingly want to up the wartime threats against President Trump and America.
Which is dumb. I think that they just want us to exterminate their civilian populace for them. I really, really do. I hope that we never do. Like, that would be horrifying if they use their own people as human shields the same way that Hamas does, who is also, of course, funded by Iran. But
Americans. They say that they bombed an American base this afternoon and they killed 3 Americans. I hope that that is inaccurate. I haven't seen it reported in Western media anywhere, so that's good. Iran just held a massive parade through Tehran where they hung Donald Trump in effigy. Hey Trump, we will kill you. Sea of mourners surround Khomeini's coffin, waving banners threatening Trump during funeral procession. They also had images up of Lindsey Graham saying they'd kill him. Lindsey Graham wound up dead this morning. So they have satellite imagery of what allegedly shows an American base in Kuwait getting hit, along with an American base in Bahrain also getting hit with Iranian drones. So again, we don't know. We just know that it is a deadly region of the world and that Iran would probably do anything that they could to get Donald Trump murdered. Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Iran planned to assassinate President Trump during his visit to Turkey. Okay, where's this coming from? Israeli intelligence. Oh, okay. Well, is Israeli intelligence just exaggerating? Maybe they're just trying to stoke the war again? Let's read a more detailed description.
I don't know
of what's
about
going
that.
on here. Major international security alert has been triggered following an explosive.
See, and this is one of the reasons why I don't like Benny Johnson so much. I don't think that Israel's really stoking the war. I think that they're just in the middle of all these countries that don't want them to exist. And sure, some of them have stood up with them against Iran, but what do you think about me rickrolling you? You rickrolled me? Hold on. Did you?
The FPS as well. You're gonna have to. And switching into the.
Oh, that one. No, I didn't see that one until just now. I was pretty much completely off yesterday, and I don't know why, but I don't get notifications for my messages. That is amazing, though. It's pretty much here for Shapeshifter. It's pretty much my effigy here on top of Rick Astley's body.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you.
Kind of sounds like Mambo number 5 as far as the beat of it, though.
By Channel 12 in Israel, revealing that foreign intelligence uncovered a highly specific Iranian plot to assassinate Donald Trump during his visit to Turkey. According to the intelligence disclosure, active threat against the American leader was deemed so imminent that it forced U.S. security officials to take an immediate high-stakes tactical maneuver to ensure his safety. To completely compromise any tracking or targeting systems, operatives may have established the U.S. Secret Service executed an abrupt, unscheduled swap of President Trump's return flight to Washington, D.C. The presidential security detail abandoned the primary aircraft assigned for the trip, secretly transferring Trump to an alternative, heavily fortified government
The word is
plane
primary,
to
Benny.
further
Stop being a
neutralize the
Candace
threat,
Owens.
prevent hostile actors from monitoring the escape route over highly volatile region. The flight crew completely disabled the aircraft's public transponder, successfully cloaking the flight path until it cleared high-risk airspace. Whoa. Does this have any bearing? In fact, well, yes. So you can't watch President Trump depart Turkey. Normally there's a big departure ceremony. There was a big arrival ceremony. You're seeing it here on your screen. Now, something that you should notice on this arrival ceremony, and you probably already did, was that President Trump switched up back to the old Air Force One. Well, that's crazy. See, the blue, the periwinkle blue, right? The color that Trump hates. Trump worked really hard to get a new Air Force One. So there's an arrival ceremony, but not a departure ceremony. Why would that be? Well, President Trump straight up said what was going on during a press conference.
Well, I'm number one, so I don't know. I can't tell you that. It's a very dangerous profession. No, I'm number one on the kill list for Iran. They're lovely people. I'm number one. So I don't know. I can't tell you that, but I don't really
At least
care.
I'm number one with
I'm doing my
somebody.
job, and I'm doing it, I hope, better than anybody's ever done it, because we have a country that's hot and really, really successful. But I mention it only because it's on the list. I mean, it came out. There was another list came out yesterday, and I'm number one on. I like being number one on TikTok better, but I'm number one on the list for killing.
Donald Trump, straight up admitting it. Plot to assassinate Trump in Turkey was discussed by senior Iranian officials. Intelligence intercepted and shared with the U.S. According to that intelligence, they said this would be our one time to do it. Turkey is, of course, not far from Iran, and in fact, they're border nations. You see Iran right here, shares a border with Turkey.
Oh yeah,
right
that
here.
little thing
And
right
this is
there.
where Trump was, and it wasn't really that far away from Iran.
I mean,
Of course, it is
it's
considered to
the
be
next
some
country,
closed
but it's all the
Muslim
way
country.
over Myaw.
No doubt there are proxies.
But then
of
again,
Iran
yeah, I was
exist
gonna
in
say
Turkey.
that probably is true.
And so I think that you should take that, you know, they took it as a serious threat. Western intelligence picked up Iranian preparation to assassinate Trump on Turkish soil. It led to his decision to switch up presidential aircraft. Iranian officials saw Trump's arrival in Turkey as a rare opportunity to kill him. The warning reached Americans in time. This explains why Trump ordered strikes that night, which he did.
Yeah, if I was Trump, I probably wouldn't go to the Middle East, like at all, or Europe, which is vastly becoming the Middle West.
The aircraft was reportedly switched out for this reason.
From the new Qatar-built Air Force One that he flew over onto NATO to the old Air Force One last night.
Do you know why they had us close our window blinds? That was not usual.
Well, yeah, because you're, probably on a dangerous flight because of the sleaze bags that we have to deal with.
He says it was
Yeah, Trump has. He was forced to evacuate the good Air Force One, and for some reason, like the shiny new one that he really likes, and get on the old Air Force One for some reason. Not rightly sure, but yeah.
was so the troops could see the new one. Okay, but the Wall Street Journal is reporting tonight about a new Iranian plot to
Iran. They're lovely people.
So that's why they bombed Iran that night. That's probably why there's escalation right now in Iran. You're seeing Iran escalating against Americans in the region. As we said, there are reports of American bases getting bombed.
And then that led to...
Is because this island is being used to house a ton of the IRGC's missile bases,
Okay.
where they pop off at ships. You can see here.
Okay, so we didn't bomb Karg Island like I was thinking when I first saw this, but in retaliation to all the propaganda out there and all the threats against President Trump, they did this.
This is Qasem Island right here, and they shoot at ships from this island, and they hit tankers, and they just hit a tanker, and they killed someone and then disabled the entire tanker because it was, well, I don't know why. This led to a fresh round of strikes from CENTCOM and also from other Arab nations. We learned that the United States was using other Arab nations,
Isn't it great that Iran can bring us all together like this?
Bahrain and Kuwait, to launch missile platforms from. So that's very interesting. So now we have like an Arab land-based missile operation. Yikes, things are escalating. Iran claims Strait of Hormuz is closed after firing at a ship. President Trump says it's open. People are sharing videos like this. You can never be too sure exactly what's up, but apocalyptic. Iran has begun targeting oil infrastructure in the Gulf. This will not end well. Yikes. People are saying that a massive plume of black smoke is rising over Qasem Island in the Strait of Hormuz. Heavy airstrikes last hour. U.S. official confirms U.S. military conducted heavy strikes on the air defense systems as well as IRGC speedboats in locations around the Strait of Hormuz 1 hour ago. Some are saying that 3 U.S. soldiers have been killed in Iran strikes. This has not been confirmed. And we hope, of course, that is not true. Kuwait confirms material damage from barrage. So everybody's trading blows. Again, Iran's says enemy launched missiles towards Qasem Island. Short time ago, another explosion heard in Qasem Island. The governor of Kashem announced that between 10 and 11 missiles were launched by the U.S. towards Kashem Island. All of the targets were military. Okay, well, that's nice. No camels hurt, hopefully. Iran's two projects hit Abu Musa Island near the Straits. They're going after these islands where the military is using to project force in the Strait of Hormuz. Yikes. Iranian state media says reliable source, as the U.S. attacked several areas of the province, a new wave of attack. Kashem Island were targeted and several explosions were heard across the air.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you Brittany Vente doing a great Casey Tron impression.
Casey Tron. Oh my god, I fucking hate these incels.
Based and fully accurate.
What's up, my niggas? Here is my impression of.
It's okay. It's okay. She's like quarter black, so she could say that, right? Right? Is that how that works? This just in. Someone took, what are you doing, step bro? My head stuck in a dryer to a whole new level.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this on YouTube right now. I'm on Jessica's side of this.
Oh, no, I'm posting it while you're in there.
All right, you ready for this? Perfect, perfect. All right, now you're flipped around. You're flipped around, okay? Here's what you're going to do. Do you see your feet? Yeah. If you get your feet right here.
Of course she sees her feet.
Get your butt to this level right here. That should put your head low enough that we can get you out, okay? So feet there first. Okay, both feet. No head. No. Okay, I need you to back up. I'm gonna lift up your legs.
Like let her head come out.
No, we can't. Then she won't fit because that's the same as the last time.
Let me see your head.
Okay.
Dude, you're never doing a dare again.
Ladies.
This is a dare.
That's how this started. Ladies,
Yeah,
I don't think you understand that you will.
Stop mansplaining to me on how to get out of this dryer, you incel. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so I thought this was pretty funny. Oh no, the original post is gone. No. Okay. So forced representation, and it's a black person every once in a while. No, that's not what it is. This is what it is. If your English king is gay, black, and crippled, that's pretty forced. Like this is absolutely insane. I don't know. Look, the same reason like tall people like slapping the ceiling or the top of door frames or whatever to make themselves feel tall. Maybe short people, I don't know how tall you are, shapeshifter, but I guess a lot of short people see if they can fit into places, mostly hiding places, just because they can. I don't know. It's all silly to me personally. But speaking of Casey Tron, this is why I would guess that her viewership has gone down. The more this shape she gets. Wrong one. I grabbed the wrong one. Fuck. Sorry, can you tell I suck at everything? Okay. So anyway, we're going to move on to...
How did I just have this on my watch later video and not just immediately watch this? What is this about? So offended that you didn't compliment my new suit, bro. Like, I bought this for you, man. You didn't even say anything. How much do you think it cost? Hold up. Let me show you the whole fit. He complimented the suit, by the way. Don't worry. That should look good, too. Nice.
By the way, if you don't know, Tectone and Nux, and then sometimes... Oh... What's that gothic conservative's name? They have a podcast on their... was it Rumble? And it's pretty interesting. It's pretty good. Jake is way more far to the right than I am, or not Jake. Whatever the goth dude's name is, I can't think of it off the top of my head.
I'm gonna say.
Yep.
$80 on sale.
Yeah, it was actually $80 on sale, bro. That's a kick in the nuts. Yeah, it's a full linen suit.
No way.
Yeah, I do want to go. He doesn't fucking care. On record saying, Jake,
I don't know. Yeah, Jake Monroe. Sorry, it is Jake. But you know what's funny? Look, I know that that these guys are not white supremacists, but the fact that he's got a whole suit made of linens when most people portray KKK uniforms to be, it's like, what? You're a white supremacist? No wonder there's so many holes in your linens, because they have to cut the eye holes. Sorry, I know he's not. I know they're just conservatives or centrists. I don't know where Tectone's politics are particularly. I just know that they're about the same as mine. Maybe a little bit to the right, but not that much. I just think it's funny that he said that it's a linen suit when I would never have thought of. Anyway, sorry.
You actually inspired me to go to the outlet malls 3 hours away to actually buy some decent clothes.
Yep.
So I was wondering. I will say, I felt like $1,000 in that suit. Next time I put it on, I'm going to make sure that it's dry cleaned and ironed and make sure it's perfect, good to go. Because that's why I love hanging around with new people. I like hanging out with Jake because he inspires me to be a better orator. He inspires me to clean myself the fuck up. You know, because the way you present yourself,
he is very clean,
does really give people the impression of what can they expect from you. What do you think of the new linens, man?
Fucking love it, man. I actually went to Wolstein's, got some all new basic.
I love.
Had to put that suit in the next fucking AI generated video that burns down a small Haitian town.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Didn't I watch this already?
Oh no!
Tectone, why are we at a mall? You told me we were going to Wendy's.
Here
You're such a baby ass man. We will be in and out.
Yeah, didn't I watch this on stream already?
We'll go in here real quick and then go eat.
Dude, this is some real gay shit. Designer clothes are stupid.
Yo, can we just admit that if Asmongold really did show up with a crown and a fucking king robe every stream, he would look baller as fuck.
I gotta say, he does look very kingly with that
This is fire.
This is so fucking
head
funny, man. I just wanted
that's
Wendy's.
hair is thinned out, made for a crown.
Wait, I actually look good as fuck in that one.
Yeah, I look good in this one.
It's your money, dude. I always just get my suits from Italy.
Tectone, can we go eat now?
Oh my god.
Why did you buy all that shit?
I do like that these are they actually look like them now instead of just being a giant roided out dude for Tectone.
Looks so cute.
I would like it if it was closer to the actual Nux avatar for Nux though, but I do like this version of him too.
With these two bags, bro. God, why can't Nux Taku be a real person? Why can't he just be real, bro? Fuck, where's Jake?
It's weird that you changed the way you dress all of a sudden.
You wouldn't understand, bro. Looking good makes you feel good.
It does.
Sounds gay to me.
Says the guy who got new fake teeth and is going to fucking Venezuela to get a hair transplant.
I don't think.
Okay, let's get the hell off, man.
I don't think I watched Tectone watching it, but I'm pretty sure I watched this. This is where there's like a runway show, right?
Tectone, you don't need a suit to matter. Even a Hawaiian shirt like that frog guy who makes videos would be fine. This is going a bit too far.
Look at you, Tectone, dressing.
God, bro, Jake looks so fucking hot in these videos. By the way, I'm not going to say when, but Jake and I might be meeting up in real life pretty soon. So I'll tell you guys more about that when I can.
I mean, as long as he doesn't dress up like a lobster. As long as he doesn't dress up like a lobster and you fuck him, that'll be fine. Tectone, y'all have fun.
Up like Asmon's gay lover.
Who? Tectone?
No, Hassan. No.
It's best to not stir up shit, lad.
Do it!
No, this is a really bad idea.
Do it, you fucking pussy!
It'd be funny if I did, but they'd be pretty mad about it.
Jake, don't do this to your friends.
Just do it already!
If I did that, who would judge? That shoe bitch and crack whore fox thing. No one is going to like this, Jake. No, I'm gonna do it. I'm bored and want to laugh. Make it a team effort. Asmon and Nux can join in.
I don't know, man. Who do you think says more inflammatory, provocative statements? Me, Jake, or Nux?
Jake.
Asmongold is pretty safe. I'm not going to lie. He's pretty safe. He doesn't really say anything that inflammatory. People just act like he does.
I would say it's a toss up between Jake, maybe Nux.
Nux or Jake, who do you think talks the most shit?
Jake.
Fuck is he talking to? Tectone, what's about to happen?
I mean, Jake says the most inflammatory shit, but he's got the accent, and he's very chill and suave. I don't know.
So, who were you talking to? Again?
Don't worry about it. Hey, since you and Hassan are now wearing suits...
Jake Easy? Dude, I don't know, bro. Like,
Yeah, no, it's Jake.
I feel like all I do the moment I boot up every single stream is talk shit for like 3 to 5 hours every single time.
No, I mean, he does talk
Jake
shit a
says some
lot.
Crazy shit, dude. Does
No,
he?
no, he does.
More than me?
He
I
does.
don't know, bro. I feel like we need somebody to run like statistics of who takes the most pot shots every single stream. I really feel.
I don't think it's the most pop shots, but he says the most inflammatory stuff. Jake does. Like he'll straight up. Like he won't just call people brown clowns and such. Like he'll straight up say that black people are this or whatever. Like he's as far as the algorithm or as far as the terms of service and stuff and what's PC, I think Jake is probably the most inflammatory. Nux, maybe a close second.
Feel like I honestly feel like I am in a league of my own for how much shit I talk. Nux is really provocative. He was demonetized for it. I've been demonetized too. Jake says the N-word.
Yeah.
Okay, I will admit, Jake does say the N-word. He does
Yeah,
have
and
it on
see, and Tectone isn't on
He
YouTube.
does.
I don't
He does
think.
say the N-word. That is a massive buff. I can't compete with that. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
It's on streams. It's a really lame coincidence. That's not... Yeah, whatever. The coincidence is so gay, you're going to have to do a fashion show against him. No! This is going to be funnier than I thought.
What the
Welcome
fuck
to
is
this
that?
shit show, Shoe on Head and Smug Alana. You two are going to be judging this
That's
disaster.
Smug Alana.
This is like...
What am I looking at? What am I looking at?
totally lame, but like we get to at least like make fun of Hamas.
Why does he make
Piker? We also.
Why does he make every VTuber a drugged out crack whore, bro?
I mean,
what is this?
Totally know how this will turn out.
Why do I look like this? You did this to me,
You chose it, Adam. You chose that shit.
bald egghead fuck!
Hey, you can't all look as good as me.
that's still, sorry, that's still one of my favorite parts of this whole
Totally
bit.
know how this will turn out.
Why do I look like this? You did this to me, you.
You chose it, Adam. You chose it.
He looks like redneck Skittles, man.
Bald egghead fuck!
Hey, you can't all look as good as me.
You owe me, Tectone. A lot.
I
All
love
right,
this.
here's the plan.
Wait, he finally did it.
I want Asmongold to crash out like that and call Tectone a ball-headed fuck.
He finally made Asmongold shorter than me. Okay, Dawn, I want to remind you, I'm going to say this again. I am 6'6".
Are you?
Okay? I need to be at least 8 to 10 inches above everybody else in these fucking videos. Okay? I'm tired of not being as large as I am. I'm also not that bald. Okay? You're making me way
You are.
too bald.
No, you are.
Give me an extra 8 inches. I
All
look
right,
good here.
here's the plan.
I do look good here, though.
First up is Frogan and Nux. Next is Denims and Asman, and last is Hassan and Tectone.
I'm pretty sure I watched
This
it
is
like
just
a week or two
humiliation
ago.
at this point,
Like,
since people
like not the one where Tectone's watching it, but just the one straight off Don P. Bongwater. I think Yanuka recommended it to me like the day it came out, maybe the day after.
trying to flex suits. Besides, none of them have the class I do.
True. Damn!
I don't know. Nux got some class.
Yup.
You say giraffe pussy?
Clean.
That's Hijab of the Hut.
What the fuck is that?
That's Frogan, baby.
Oh man.
I still wish they made it I did it at the end of something, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was last week, maybe. But I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm doing it to the chat.
So accurate. Holy crap. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I swear to God, I'm gonna get TikTok back for this.
You know what's crazy? He looks better in that suit though with the bun than he does on stream. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a little gay, but I like it.
No, I think so too.
Why did he choose the gay suit?
Is that denims? Oh, it's 'cause she's all in denim. That's so funny. Doesn't look anything like her, but this is how sad she is on the inside.
Oh my God! Stop vomiting! Come on.
That's Hassan's. Anyway.
I'm okay. It was a busy $1 happy hour in the alley.
Oh wait, that wasn't alcohol that came out of her mouth.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's just like on South Park where they had Paris Hilton on. Yeah, that's Spooge.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That is foul.
This poor denims is so gross.
This is cute, Rocky. This is really fucking hot.
No one can humiliate me.
Damn right. Yes, sir. Come on.
Trying too hard.
Shut the fuck up. Wait, what is this? There you go. Oh.
See, I thought he was gonna do like a sexy layout or something, like try to be extra, and he did, and then he fucked it up.
Dude, I kind of like that suit coat though, for real talk. I kind of like it. I kind of like that, bro. Like low-key.
What is this?
Booty shorts and pants, man, that's gay as fuck.
Yeah.
The bear fur around the neck kind of go hard though.
What a brown clown.
True.
Why is his head so small?
True. True.
Hey, listen. I appreciate.
I like it, bro.
You thought we needed a lesson in.
I like it. I like it, and I like it a lot.
To not flex clothes. Can you send us back? Asmar is furious at me for dragging.
Asmar.
As long as you get that truck nuts necklace made for real.
Yep.
Sure. Whatever.
Dude, if somebody gives me a truck nuts necklace, I will wear it every stream. For at least one stream.
Why does Shoe on Head look like Lindsey Sterling? For those of you who don't know, Lindsey Sterling is that violinist that the only thing she plays violin while dancing, and the only one I know that she did was she did a bunch of the Legend of Zelda music on violin while dancing through scenes that looked like they came straight from the Legend of Zelda. It was actually pretty cool.
Well, that ends well, right?
No. That's not how this shit works. You owe us for forcing us to do some retarded runway fashion thing. Your reckoning is coming. Tell me, when was World War II again?
1939 through 1945, bitch. 1939 through 1945, bitch. And by the way, this year Asmongold made the same mistake on stream, so I don't want to hear no bullshit. It was obviously in the 1800s.
You know what's funny? My stupid ass said that thing where he's not on YouTube while watching his video on YouTube. I'm a retard. Anyway, this is Lindsey Sterling right here. I'm only going to play a little bit of it. Hold on. I'm gonna bring me out of the screen for a second.
That is.
I'm pretty sure I did. Yunuka, I think it was a day that you weren't here, Shapeshifter. But I mean, kind of, sort of. Hold on. I'm gonna pause that licensed music real quick. I mean a little bit. I know I'm just doing this based on something that someone said in the comments, but kind of, sort of, yeah, it looks like. I mean, a little bit, but this is all she does. She dances around while playing violin very well. She does this on stage and such. I've seen clips of that too. I very much like violin and cello music because I'm a huge dork. But yeah, so that's Lindsey Sterling. I'm not going to go in any further than that. But she's a very good violinist. She's very woke, though. Apparently, I found out much later. But anyway. So getting back to...
So today I want to give an update regarding Christopher Nolan's adaptation of Homer's epic, The Odyssey.
But yeah, it was just, I think it was just the regular video of Dong Pi Bongwater. I think that was the day that Yanuka told me of his existence. I've seen his stuff before, because you've recommended some of his stuff before, but I never knew that he was just the guy that did all the AI vids of Lord Nuxanor, Tectone, Asmon, the whole bit.
Now, of course, this has been a nightmare for Christopher Nolan. A lot of his decisions regarding this film have been heavily criticized and mocked, and also viewed as very hypocritical. And things have really come to fruition here, with the latest and final trailer for this film receiving 78,000 likes and over 735,000 dislikes.
Oh, fuck, now Lindsey Sterling's popping up all through my shit again.
Since we talked about this, they have amassed another 100,000+ dislikes. But of course, if you listen to the usual suspects on Twitter, this is fine. It's all bots, it's all racists who are doing this. Their voice doesn't matter whatsoever. And in this segment here, we're going to see some more actors coming out and speaking about this film, and also lots of woke virtue signaling that is backfiring horribly, and the usual suspects getting threatening with this film, because you're not allowed to criticize it, otherwise they will threaten to end you, as we'll see. But of course,
I mean, they can try. I live in the South. What are you going to do?
A lot of the hypocrisy involves some of the choices made by Christopher Nolan, who said he didn't want to have an orchestra as a part of this film's score because, well, it didn't exist during that era. But also, Christopher Nolan goes out there, casts a trans actor, casts a black actress to play Helen of Troy.
One that's like Helen of Troy should at least be like an 8 or 9 out of 10, in my opinion. The lady that played her in the other one was a solid 8-9, solid. Lupita Nyong'o is not that. I'm sorry, she's not. I mean, she's cute, I guess. I mean, it might just be because she's Hollywoodized, though she's extra, you know, whatever. But I mean, she's all right. She's all right. But God, having her play Helen of Troy, the face that launched 1,000 ships, I'm having a hard time finding it. I mean, I'll see if I can find it later.
Troy hires a modern-day rapper to play a poet, and also has armor sets that don't even make sense for the era of history that is being covered. It's not just people on Twitter who are very annoyed by this. People of Greek heritage are very upset about this. We have countless pieces from the Greek City Times writing open letters to Hollywood and Christopher Nolan, asking a very simple question. Why do you not have any Greek actors in your film about Greek culture? Doesn't that seem a little hypocritical for Hollywood, who's always focusing so much on diversity? But ultimately, as they pointed out in this article, a lot of it boils down to Hollywood standards, including those of the Oscars, that have racial quotas on their awards, meaning you have to have a certain breakdown of races to even qualify.
Sorry, I'm kind of looking for it my own self.
Now,
I know it wasn't
the
that long ago.
hypocrites aren't just making the film.
Hold on.
They're trying to boost it. Variety came out with this piece yesterday talking about the Moana live-action film, which is a complete disaster, right?
Yeah, nobody gives a shit. Okay, because no matter how true and pure they make it towards the Polynesian culture, it will never be as beautiful as the colors that pop in the animation. And it's true. And also The Rock is kind of starting to look sad. Okay?
A lot of people viewing it as a very low effort cash grab, a 1-to-1 of the original animated film. But they add on here defending it, saying Moana creatives on working closely to honor Polynesian culture and traditions and why representation matters in the live action film.
Okay, so
they're
that video was made 7
praising
days ago.
the Moana live action for representing Polynesian culture and traditions. But wait a second. Variety doesn't always feel that way, as pointed out by Nerdrotic here. This where they have an article about the Odyssey saying why Elon Musk and his troll army's attacks aren't just silly, but wildly inaccurate. Yes, they're the ones brushing off all of the inconsistencies and lack of representation when it comes to Greek culture, but then turning around and praising Moana for adhering and respecting Polynesian culture and tradition.
Well, because white people have no culture,
massive
according to these people.
Hypocritical strike right here. But of course, it's not just the casting choices, it's even the dialogue. Where, of course, Tom Holland in his role would use the word daddy, or receive that phrase, which was very confusing given that time. No one would say that. But he explains why he used...
Neither does a British dude using an American accent to portray a Greek character. Okay? Act like this is the 90s and use your British accent, bro.
Uses dad instead of father in the Odyssey.
Father.
Saying, I wouldn't have said father back then anyway. It would have been in Greek.
Oh, his father.
Well, that doesn't make a lot of sense. In fact, people are quoting that saying, this defense sucks because at that point, why not just say pops instead of dad? Why not say bro?
Yeah.
Why not say 6'7"? Oh, cursed. It's
Dear
not
God.
in Greek anyway, so what does it matter? Yeah, the one thing I regret is about a week or two ago talking about this film, and I said a lot of it
Hey guys, the
falls
storm
to
outside's getting pretty
Christopher
bad. If
Nolan
I,
and his
if
decisions.
I
The
go
actors and
offline, just
actresses
know I'm okay.
haven't really said anything publicly, but I'm eating my words. The last week, they have been coming out on their PR tour and saying a lot of hypocritical and just downright stupid things. Another person to do this is, of course, Nyong'o, who is playing Helen of Troy. And here is that infamous screenshot of her being taken away by authorities.
Well, maybe
and
I
she
didn't.
recently came out and virtue signaled about the source
I could have
material.
sworn I
Yes,
did this.
3,000 years later, after Homer wrote his epic, The Odyssey. When asked if you could ask a question to Homer, what would it be? And what did she say? She asked why there aren't more female perspectives in The Odyssey. Oh boy. So yeah, is it starting to make sense why people
Which, you know, there
not
are.
respecting
There's
this
plenty
film?
of them.
And of course, to add insult to injury, this same actress had
maybe I
never
didn't.
heard of Homer's ancient Greek text before Christopher Nolan cast her. And now, after hearing about it while filming the adaptation, she turns around and says, Homer, you're
Hold
the...
on.
If the last adventure was a dream, this is gonna be a nightmare.
I haven't seen this one. That's not where coins go on video games, by the way. Are those kosher hot dogs? He's already wearing sunglasses. What the- How very Scott Pilgrim of them. The Fifth Reich, Jesus. I gotta say, this song has a great rockin' 80s vibe. Very, very, very glam synth rock. My God, that's got to be Tectone in that tank. Yes, the little Yiddish midgets. Or Yidgets, if you will. The Death Star of David. With the Jewish space lasers. I truly hope that Nux has that throne. I really do. Summer of 2026. Let's get it. Oh my God. I love these fucking things, dude.
Misogynist. Absolutely diabolical. You can see why this trailer has so much negative responses. In fact, this is only going to get worse, okay? Because people are rejecting this entire film and everything it stands for.
Oh yeah, what day was it? Because I went through and kind of scrolled through them all myself just now, and I couldn't even find it, and I did the damn thing.
But don't you dare come out here and say this film is going to flop. And I'm of the belief that this is going to sell a lot of tickets. They're going to make a lot in the box office, but it's a matter of how much did they lose out on because of their decisions, and now the words of the actors and actresses. But don't say this on Twitter, because they will threaten your life.
Yeah, no, they will.
The Odyssey will flop because it's what, and then they pew you in the head. But wait, it gets worse. If you thought 10,000 likes on this wasn't enough, here's a quote where someone else says, "That's not Helen of Troy, that's Helen of Detroit." And it's a scene from Burn After Reading where Brad Pitt's character is pew-pewed in the head. And this one got 17,000 likes. So it seems like this violent, bloodthirsty rhetoric is pretty common and pretty supported. Also coming from people like Evan here, who are very upset about jokes made at the expense of this film, but has no problem making tweets like this, where he proudly shares that he's putting estrogen into the candies of people whose children look like their parents are Trump supporters.
Yeah, see, and Evan Loves the Wharf. He's just a grifting channel, okay? Don't ever take anything that he says seriously. All it does is make him more popular. He's a giant piece of shit who just loves current thing. Okay, he's worse than the Krasensteins.
These are the people threatening you for making jokes about the Odyssey. These are the supposed normal people, right? Just let that sink in for a second. They're not sending their best, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, they're really not sending their best. People are now taunting critics like Nerdrotic and The Critical Drinker to the tune, oh my goodness, 12 likes on 150,000 views and 300 comments, saying, why have both See You Next Tuesday's Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker suddenly gone quiet over the Odyssey's overwhelmingly positive reviews? Really, they've gone quiet. Nerdrotic would quote this person and ratio them into the shadow realm, saying, aside from spending 25
just followed
to 30
you on
minutes discussing them on a live
on
stream
YouTube,
with over
Shapeshifter.
10,000 live concurrent viewers, not much, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why people keep taunting people like Nerdrotic and The Critical Drinker, and they just get smacked around. It's got to be some sort of a humiliation ritual for people like this. But let's continue on. The reviews we're talking about are so bad, okay? Again, their words are causing more damage to this film. So here's a review saying, the Odyssey is staggering achievement. It boasts spectacular and even terrifying set pieces that feel like Christopher Nolan fully embracing the horrors of Greek mythology, yet how he
say the horrors?
tastefully
Oh, horrors.
recontextualizes the story for the modern day.
I mean, it's an honest mistake.
Is what kept my head buzzing. Oh.
Yeah, he definitely used the modern adaptation put out by that dumbass feminist lady.
Boy. Recontextualizing the story for the modern day. This is how out of touch these individuals are. They think making the Odyssey for the modern day is something good. This is the last thing people want to see. They're making it for the
100%.
modern audience, ladies and gentlemen. 3,000 years later. Terrible. Terrible stuff. But one person we haven't talked about in a minute is, of course, Ellen Page, who now identifies as Elliot Page, the trans actor who's playing a role in this film. And of course, here is your very stunning Greek warrior.
Oh no,
action.
100% it was. I don't know. Like I said, on VTubers, you don't know what they look like in real life, but she definitely doesn't sound like that.
I mean, some of these videos and screenshots of Paige walking around are just diabolical, being dwarfed.
Diabolical.
By the men around them. And yeah, what do they have to say about this whole thing? Well, here's something interesting. Ellen Page transitioned because of voices she heard in her head, and everyone and her doctors were okay with this. That's the origin story of the transition, I guess. Ellen Page heard voices in her head, and then doctors said, yeah, let's go with it.
That's Elliot trying to come out. One Piece is the modern day Odyssey. No, it 100% is. One Piece is amazing. I'm about halfway through the Wano arc. Yeah, I started burning through it right after I watched season 2 of the live action. I was like, fuck it. I hear it's about over anyway. I'm going to start burning through it. And I haven't really been able to put it down. A couple days I don't watch it here and there, but for the most part, I watch like 4 or 5 episodes a day.
Apparently. But the topic of transgenderism is still here. Tweets like this caption, is this what trans joy looks like? And you can see...
Like, she was always smiling back in the day. And now you hardly ever see her smile. It's just sad. Her and then her freaking out over the Juicy Smouye thing. And then it turning out to be a hoax. I think that might have pushed her over the edge.
Ellen Page versus
God,
Ellen
I had
Page
such a
now.
crush. I had such a crush on Ellen Page.
This quotes that we're going to watch together because it is certainly interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give it a listen.
I hope for anyone.
Now she looks like Woody Allen.
You know, struggling in this time and the headlines and just to know like that you're, you know, not alone and loved and celebrated by so many.
And then all of Hollywood stood up and applauded, ladies and gentlemen.
And try and block out the noise from, you know, absolute vile losers who must just be so profoundly uncomfortable with themselves they can't handle.
That's you.
That someone could get to a place that I think, you know, that, you know, trans people do get to.
For her to talk about being comfortable with who you are is retarded. Can you not see that if you need hormones and to start lobbing off bits of your body and implanting abs and muscle definition to get to a place where you look this enthused about everything? No thanks, bub. You've gone from being a beautiful woman who looked very assured of who you were to being some cuck chair 5 foot tall half a dude.
Which is a level of self-acceptance.
Say it and I'll like the video.
Irony
Yes, there you go.
This
You get the
individual
like.
saying other people are miserable with themselves and cannot accept themselves.
Yeah, she sounds like a grandma.
And are vile losers as a result.
Like if she goes, "You want a cookie?" I'll be like, "Oh, grandma."
Palpable. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no self-awareness whatsoever. And as pointed out in the chat here, they literally created a role for this actor just to include them in this film.
Yeah.
It's very sad when you ultimately think about everything going on here. This is the epitome of Hollywood. And people are done with this. They are so tired of all of this. Every aspect of this film
I know I am.
exhausting. People are fatigued of all this. Okay, and that's why there's so much backlash. And it shouldn't be surprising to anyone who has their eyes open when it comes to this film and anything like it at this point.
Hold on. I just saw, does Leaflet make music? Leaflet featuring The Bald, Put Them in a Box. What is this? Oh my god. It's mayhem. You can hear some of these. I think that was over Trump. I don't know who this is supposed to be. Hold on. Your reaction to to Frogan the Hut had me replaying it repeated because I was, yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so this is 6 months ago. So, oh my god. Oh, that's got to be Asman. Uh-oh. Oh, is he in Nux's? He's just got a pet maggot. You need to make his hair more accurate. Other than that, I love this. Just thin it out right there. Diaper sexual. Yanuka keeps in those AI vids. Surprise. No, yeah. Oh my god. Does anyone know what happened to that person? That was the face that launched 1,000 memes. That was amazing. Oh yeah, they're always cute in movies and TV shows. Part of me wants to move to Austin, but I know it's not all just Asman and Tectone. I know there's, all the rest of Austin to contend with. Jesus was with an Infinity God, and then I've seen enough. Yo, Rev says Deshu. I would love to meet and just have a conversation with some of these people. Like, absolutely. I don't care necessarily about being famous, but I would love to talk to them and maybe even interview them. I don't know. Like, maybe once I get my whole avatar and everything set up, whether that's before or after Leaflet finishes their program, maybe I should do something like that. Maybe I should reach out and hope to God that I can get a hold of some of these people and just, pick their ear. Legends say she screamed the same way after Trump got elected again. Yes, it was like an echo in the force. Yeah! Yo, Blue Sky is just a joke. Like, the fact that it's so woke that they're kicking their own off of there is amazing. Yeah, these are the people who, you know, say you should love everyone. Well, what they mean is, fuck you, love me. And I'm so sick of seeing people flipping things off to be edgy and cool that I don't even like using the middle finger anymore. I mean, I love that finger. I love that finger. Oh, DJ Diddles there. In this animated form, I look like Tectone and Asmon had a baby. And according to the last video, that may be possible. Hold on. DJ Diddles. Hold on. Okay, so I just want to see who all's here. Okay. Okay, that was definitely Frogan. Is that supposed to be Hassan because he wears glasses now? Denims, maybe. That's really well done. Is that Craig? That looks like Stuttering Craig from Side Scrollers. It probably is because I know that she hangs out with Craig a lot, or you know, they collaborate a lot. And that's another thing. I've loved Stuttering Craig. He was like the first YouTube channel that I went to find their website. Was, well, them and Rooster Teeth were like the first. They were like the grandfathers for me, of the internet, of the YouTubes. It is. I have to think about the fucking monies. Yo, this fucking slaps, man.
Like the prophecy of doom. If you strike me down today, you'll be singing a different.
Oh, Nira? Oh, yeah. Nyara. Hold on. Okay. Right on, right on. I'm in there somewhere. Hold on, what did that say? Hold on. Oh. Big day, huge drama, Epstein released. Eye shoots bystander in U.S. seizes Russia. What? Like how it had the drops on there like he normally has. I worded the first part of that comment wrong, but I don't care. Buck's looking like an anime villain. I feel wet now. Oh, shapeshifter. Legend says she screamed the same way. Oh, sorry, I read that one. Oh, see, all your fun ones, except for that one about the anime villain, don't come through. put your thumb in it. Yo, Caleb Hammer. Is that okay? That's definitely Destiny. I don't know who that's supposed to be. Okay, that's what's his name that keeps finding all the fraud? Nick Shirley. Okay, that's oh, that's not Craig. Is that Phoenix? Is that Phoenix? Is that Andrew Esquire? And see, this is one of the reasons why I chose this fit. It's striking. Baron, no, not that. I sent it a comment, but it didn't come through. Oh. But yeah, but this is why I chose this fit here. It's just like the bowler. I've always loved bowlers. I like it. Oh, it was Andrew Wilson. But I like the whole fit here. I would maybe not have gone this nice. I would probably have just had like a beater and an undershirt. Definitely still the tie. Love the tie clip with the little Death Star David in the middle. Fingerless gloves. This is all very me, and it'll be like long shorts down past your knees down here. With probably either boots or Chuck Taylors. But... Yo! Roach King Fist! That was definitely supposed to be Hassan.
Go ahead and report me. I'm an irrelevant retard. Right. That's what you said.
I love the Just Dance fans.
You're always watching. It is what it is.
So what is this? People have wanted me to watch this. I will watch this. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but I guess we're going to find out, right? Here we go.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay. Let me mute the music.
All right,
That
I'll
way
watch.
People can hear this.
I'll
I don't
watch
want
this
anybody
one.
to miss out.
Dude, a lot of people, one of the main things I saw is people saying, he's not bald enough.
Yeah, no. See, that was my thing, but
I guess I could have made his sensei a little bit more bald.
like, do you guys know? Does she make these, or does she AI them like Dong Pee Bong Water? Either way, I mean, that's really good. The left wing. Seconds later, we hate being horrible. Go fuck yourself. No, exactly.
Is this me?
Yeah.
Like, I know we just watched this, but
This is so
I'm
ridiculous.
vastly curious of seeing, and this is funny. This was an idea I originally wanted to do, similar. Like, I wanted to be like this stupid idea, like react to people reacting, and some of them were funny. I recorded a couple, but for the most part, you know, like, one, you don't see the whole thing, and two, I'm not good at editing. And three, like I said, I recorded them, but putting them all out as they are sucks. And I suck at editing, but I was doing reactions of people reacting to other things, usually of themselves. And it didn't happen. Have you watched Keep Seething by... No.
All
right, let me watch it.
It is ridiculous. 100%.
Let's see.
Too much.
Like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. My humor is really cringe. Like, I have a cringe weeb humor, and that's kind of like the entire video.
Fair? Yeah, true.
No, I like that.
By the way, I know this. Just to be clear, I know this, and let me show you proof that I do know this. Okay, hold on. Let me go find my.
Hold on. Okay, no, we're gonna do this. Yo. Hold on. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, it only needs diversity if it's movies about white people. Other than that, I mean, you can have your, your Black Panther movie even without the 2 token whites. I gotta say, there are a few things hotter than female bass players and female drummers, except for the drummer for Mindless Self-Indulgence. Ew. I could see Nux being a drummer. I used to be. Oh, no, absolutely. That was Leaflet. That was supposed to be Leaflet, right? And that's so. This is supposed to be Asmon, Nux, Kirsha, and Leaflet. I'm assuming. I really think Nux could do his own show. Like, as far as, like, if someone wanted to actually animate this, like, have Asmon with, less hair. Like, have Kirsha, Leaflet, a bunch of these VTubers, and they had, like, I don't know, like an actual show where they were all just neighbors. Or superheroes, or what the fuck ever. Or even, like an IT office or some shit. Like, I would watch any of that shit as long as they retain their personalities. I think it would be great. Yes, having Nux fight. Yo! Call them that. Just call them the Blue Shadow Band or some shit. Like, that would be... or the Blue Caballers or something. No, that's too cringe. But the Jew Caballers is what I meant to say. But oh my god! And then have all the lighting be done by by Jewish laser light shows. Dude, this is amazing. Like the fact that he has such a loving, loyal fan base that makes music videos out of him. Like I feel blessed as it is that I have you guys. Like, you guys are absolutely amazing, and you send me all the cool stuff to react to, and you guys are awesome to talk to. And then to, like, my god. This is absolutely amazing. Like, they make little short films and videos. Like, they're doing to him what people did to Dragon Ball Z in the 90s. They would take actual established music, though, so copyright was a thing. But they would take that and make, like, these little cut clips of certain... And they would have, like, heart and feeling about, like, the death of Goku to this song, or Vegeta's sacrifice to that... to this Creed song. I can't remember what it was, but this is absolutely amazing. Hold on, was that Rev doing sound? Yo! I don't know what that wasn't water. Love that purple guitar. looked like a golden apple from Assassin's Creed. That's not water. Ah! Gentlemen and female gentlemen. There's also Nuck's official apology video by... Really? Okay, I gotta... You guys are giving me all the goods. Hold on.
You want the villain? I'll give you the
You want the villain?
A technical marvel, a logic-based test. Every thread that you start is a step to the throne. Kaya's judging your soul while I'm holding the phone. I'm the problem you love. I'm the mess that you need. I'm the
Nux needs to stop posting so I can stop paying attention. I wish I had found Nux sooner. Giving full love to Fashizi here. Yo, Rev, that's awesome. And this fits because this is supposed to be Kirsha, right? And everyone knows Kirsha is fully in love with Asmongold. What's all that white stuff coming off the drums? Nux is playing his balls out here. Yo, dude, this is so well done. This is like a fucking fever dream. This is like you did a bunch of drugs, you blacked out, and you saw God in anime. Sorry, this is... like, this isn't a kind of music I can listen to all the time, but when I'm actually, like, seeing it, and this is really sucking me in here. Giggity.
Come for the flex, but you stay for the show. I'm moving at speeds that you'll never know. Shocks pack it up, yeah, the victory is sweet. Kaya needs a tree while I'm ruling the street. Lord, knocks a norm.
Dude, this is insane. Like, and I love Nux. I watch pretty much everything that he puts out. And I don't agree with him on everything, but I agree with him on quite a bit, like a lot. But anyway, okay, this will be the last one for today.
Female gentlemen.
Chat says apologize. Zero regrets, I run the show. Try to cancel, try to bury. Chat drag me with the strike. Billy Army Legion go wild. Sorry, not sorry. I was right. Sorry, not sorry. I was right. Can't cancel me. Sorry, not sorry, I do what I want. I was right, feel standing strong. I was right, I called it exile. They cancel me every day, I just laugh and hit record. Turn the drama into confused going overboard. Haters see the code, say I'm finished, but I'm not. Billy Squad knows the truth, I'm a Gazelle. I was right. I was right all along. Can't get rid of me.
This reminds me, at some point, did y'all ever see the apology video that Crowder did like 5 years ago? Might have been like 6, 7 years ago. Oh God, I hate that every time I hear that, all I see is fucking my friends' stupid kids going 7. Anyway, But yeah, no, it's an awesome. It's deadpan. It's in a completely different energy for this, so I'm definitely not watching it after this today. But at some point, it's really, really, really funny, especially if you follow Crowder at all. This is all I can do that's close to headbanging. Okay. But sorry. That's pretty intense, and it's gonna suck all my energy out for the day, giggity. But real quick. Yes, men call this fat. Because it is. But good for you for getting out there and getting fit. And hopefully, you'll see some results. As long as you don't, cram with carbs immediately before and after. What the fuck? People are weird. Anyway, guys, question in the chat. Which one are you? I don't find either retarded, but there is a correct answer in my opinion. Look, I agree with this. Fed the poor, healed the sick, protected kids. Hello. Accepted all. True to a point. He didn't want you to be exactly as you are. He wanted you to be better. He wanted you to serve him. But again, don't speak on Jesus and religion if you don't follow any religion. This has been my biggest thing. Front toilet paper. Holds up a Dorito. Those losers call these Doritos. I don't have a sticky right now. But alright, getting that. Getting that. Hold on, hold on. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Greta Thunberg's sister, apparently. She just released an album, describes herself as pro-queer and anti-macho. So, yeah, she's retarded. Hot, though, da-damn, but less autistic, but maybe more retarded than her sister. My God. Yet they checked my bags over 50 pounds. They got to bring her in on a fucking gurney. Old people beating people up. Bicyclists are the worst. Like, I'm okay with you riding a bike, but if you become like a cyclist, you're a cocksucker. I'm sorry, you're awful. You're the worst, the absolute worst. Hey, look at this. Someone who I would actually accept as Storm, but she'll probably be too old for Storm by the time we actually get Storm in the MCU. So I don't care. Brittany Venti's hot. They started putting out Anne Hathaway with her giant pregnant boobs instead of the entire rest of the cast. This poor girl. Like, she's young and she said stupid things. Yes. She's woke because she's rich and whatever. Yes. She's a Hollywood 4 or 5 who's trying to elevate herself to make herself feel like an 8 or a 9. You know what? I'm a 4 myself as a fellow 4. Girl, just be real with yourself, okay? And my God, those teeth. Smile less. You just mouth smile. She's also pro-oppressor because she's sending sexy photos of herself on X for the male gaze. Exactly. This girl's cruising down the highway in her stick shift, windows down, wind in her hair, belting out songs while she's shifting gears without missing a beat. She looks genuinely happy and in control. Most people these days never learn how to drive a manual. He's like, I blame retarded Americans for this, for their reliance on automatics. Most cars are still manual over here, so this isn't considered much of a skill at all. It's just how we want to learn to drive. In America, if you want people to not steal your car, just get a manual. I will say, and I wanted to say this, good on the Krasensteins for at least calling people out for being happy that Lindsey Graham died. Look, I don't like Lindsey Graham. He's a neocon. I'm not a big fan of neocons. However, and I'm sure he's posted something else with him that recently that will have taken me completely out of this compliment that I just gave him. But on this one, good on him. But Yanuka being based as always, remember, they want you all dead. Which is absolutely 100% true. And this is basically how we got modern Democrats. I need a VP that's dumber than me. And because he chose one that was vastly dumber than him in Biden, he goes, I want a VP that's dumber than me. And he chose someone who's almost dumber, as much dumber than him as he was from Obama. And then, my God, Tim Walz. This is big city, Democrat-run judicial systems, just so you know. I love how everyone's making the same joke. Of all words, USA Today, or Popstonics, why stuns? And the Gaza doctor that Anna Kasparian keeps talking about is, you know, a Hamas colonel. Just the same way as the media person that was killed by the IDF, was also part of Hamas. You can see him in some of his videos where he has guns and is actively firing. Viva Fry being pretty based. But I mean, this was pretty much my whole week last week. It's just me dancing to Candace Owens losing all face. Dude, what is up with Domino's? Domino's is amazing. React to Hassan is super duper gay music video. I will tomorrow. For today, I gotta go, unfortunately. I gotta make sure I get ready in time to get a ride. But guys, I appreciate you for being here. Today was kind of just slapped together. I had some things that I wanted to do over the weekend, but I kind of got lost working on a couple other things. And then next thing I noticed it's the end of the day and I'm sleepy. But I'm working on learning a few new tricks. I'm old, therefore it takes me a little while longer than most people. I should have started when I was younger, but things are much easier to learn now. I adore you all. Thank you for being here. And as always, guys, this has been Alfie.